Hi everybody, this is Liz with 143 Handmade, and I'm going to start making, the series is going to be about making a journal from things that most people have on hand to get you started with the exception of my glue. I am going to use the Fabrifix glue. You can use white glue for this, no problem, that's what I got started with. But for on-camera purposes, the white glue, it just takes too long to dry. There'd be a lot of stopping and waiting, and this is just a lot faster. So, but everything else is stuff that, most people would have on hand if they just want to give making a journal a try to see if they like it before they've invested money into it. So, first thing is we had couscous for dinner last night with our dinner. And so I went ahead and saved the box. I opened it all up. I do recommend opening boxes like this up, where the food is just on the inside, not in a packet, over a sink or something, because there's always some that are stuck in the little, corners and whatnot. So, but open up your box, maybe wipe it down with a sterilizing wipe or something like that. But obviously do not wash it. It is paper. And so what I'm going to do first is just take my ruler and line it up here along the top where I want it. And then take my knife, and you can totally use scissors for this. I have used scissors for this. Just whatever cutting tool you're most comfortable with is what matters. And so we've got ourselves the nice flat edge. I am going to leave these sides to kind of, and I'm just going to glue them down like that, and it'll kind of strengthen that outer edge, because this is not a particularly strong box. So this journal is actually very similar to the one I'm currently carrying in my purse. I like to use what I call disposable journals in my purse, because that way I am not at all concerned about the journal itself, only what's in it. And I can, tear it apart if I need to while I'm out to get paper for somebody, or, I'm just not worried about it if my purse gets soaked or something like that. That way I can carry a journal with me and not, not be concerned about losing a nice journal that I've, nice leather bound, pretty thing that I've spent hours and hours working on. No, this is a super fast, easy journal that you won't mind if something bad happens to it. So, now I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and as I said, use the cheap dollar store white glue, you could totally make this journal, actually I think I'll do that. I think I will challenge myself to go to the dollar store and spend, as little as possible and get everything needed to make a journal. But for now, I'm just going to do this on the cheap, or on the fly of what I had at home already. And you don't necessarily need these clips. I happen to have them, so I'm going to use them. They will mar the cardboard a little bit, so if that bothers you, don't use them. Paper clips probably wouldn't mar it as much. But, these are the clips I have right here on my desk. Actually, I do have paper clips right up here somewhere. Yeah. I have a lot of these little paper boxes up here that I've put a bunch of different things in. And so I'm just going to paper clip this. So I think smaller paper clips would do better. Hold it stronger. Oh, that's two of them. Two that are tangled up. There we go. And so we just clip it, and that glue will dry pretty quickly. So, but while that's drying, obviously I want to cover the cover, on a lot of my first ones, I used acrylic paint, but that warples the cardboard a lot. It gives that waviness to it. So instead of doing that, today I'm just going to cover it. Let me grab my bin of fabric from the side here. See, I have this bin of fabric in cat hair, apparently, because that's just kind of how things work in my world. Here's a little piece of bed sheet. I think I'll just go with that for ease. I'm just going to pop that down on the ground actually. So, let's see, is that sticking now? It really doesn't take long, but it does need that little bit of time, just that extra, yeah, see, it's good already. So we'll go ahead and pull those clips off, flip it over, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it. Let me actually place this way so we can see what's going on. And I want to leave a little bit of an edge because I want to fold it down, you know, and cover to the inside. Actually, do I want to just cover the inside with it as well? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I need about that much. Grab my scissors, just snip it, because I already know this bed sheet tears really, really nicely. So like I just snip it in that spot, and here we go. And then obviously over here on where the seam is, you still have to cut it. Well, I guess you don't have to if you're strong enough, you know. But okay, and then I'm also going to just snip it right there close to this and just do this piece for this project. This is this bed sheet has been washed. So let's see, what if I was to just do it in the center like that? Let's see, how would that work? I don't know, I haven't done it that way before. No, I don't like that. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Okay, it's still a little on the wide side, but I do have the right, you know, length here, but it's too wide this way. So make another little nip. Tear. Get rid of that extra. Alrighty. Now, adhering the cover is one of those personal preference things, because some people, you know, are really worried about covering all of this up. I'm not. I don't care if it shows through a little bit. That doesn't bother me. And I tend to conserve my glue. I tend to only glue, not the entire thing. I tend to just glue in some key locations. What I mean by that is I will glue all the way around the outside edge, like so, and then I will glue down the binding, and I will put a fair amount of glue here, but then I just do a quick, you know, just a little bit of glue, if that. Sometimes I will leave that center space just completely unattached because it's not going anywhere, you know. Once you get all this other glue down, it's going to be held in place. So, what I'm doing right now is knocking it back so it's not these big piles of glue. With the white glue, I would highly recommend doing just a thin coat over the entire thing and using a brush. So, get our very gluey cover. And gently place it about where it's supposed to be. You know, this is, you know, just something for yourself. This is just a practice piece. Don't worry about getting everything all super perfect or anything. So, here we go. And then, let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and do these edges. This top edge anyways. And just put a little bit of glue down the whole top edge, like so. And again, use your finger or brush or something. Spread out that glue though, because you don't want it to like bleed through all weird. So you might hear my puppy outside. She's fine. She's throwing a hissy fit because she's a teenager and that's what they do. But Okay, there we go. I like to use this method to do the corners. You could also trim it off basically at that same angle. I don't really have a lot of good luck with that. And so what I do is I tend to do this, and then I'll add just a tiny bit of glue onto that fabric right there, and sometimes inside too, inside that little area. What I mean by that is right in there, depending on how well down I want this thing held. But I think I'm going to end up adding layers to this one, so I think it'll be fine. So there we go. Fold it down like that. And then, let's see. Pull this one up. Let's see how that landed. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue that. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to, let's see. Give this a shot. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to give it a try. So let's see. We need the corner piece, and then this needs to fold up like that. So actually, you know what? I'm just going to show you how I did it originally, instead of, I got inspired and started going off track. So here we're going to go, come back, go back to the original plan. Okay, I'll flip it around and we'll just do the same thing. This is just easier instead of trying to figure out that other thing that I was doing there. I'm sure that could be done too, but you know. So, but this is how I used to do it when I was first getting started. And it's still, you know, the basic method I still use. It just depends on what style journal I'm doing. This is just the most basic kind of wrap situation. There we go. Just a touch more glue, kind of in there if you want, to really make sure it's adhered. You might get a glue globby showing through that way though, just so you know. Oh, let's see, I got some glue on my finger and on my mat, so there we go. And we just fold it around, and we just do it again, you know, on these sides. And as you can see, they're ready to go. Like they're all folded for you. Like they already know what they want to do, or you want them to do. If you folded the other part nice and neat, this part goes a lot easier. But don't feel, you know, don't feel weird or anything like that if it's not quite as this tight and this smooth. Trust me, my first ones were not. I threw out, I don't know how many times I tried this before I did it. But it is easy if you just take it slow. I was just trying to rush and do it, you know, I was thinking it was so easy I didn't really need to pay attention to what I was doing. And you need to pay attention the first couple times to make sure you get all the angles the right way. So, and then we reintroduce our corners here, our creases for our spine. And see, you can still see the words through there a little bit. That doesn't bother me because I will most likely cover that up anyways. I will most likely be layering to help strengthen it. Because like I said, this is not a super strong box. Let's see, what if we were to just bring this in? Yeah, let's do that. And just add this bit of fabric as our inside, like that. Let's see, is it straight? Do I need to take just a little bit more off? It's not, I don't know why it's not laying right. That's weird. I think that'll be good. Okay, because this one's not laying quite right, you know, it's being weird and uncooperative, so I'm going to just gently fold it back so that way I know where to glue. And just add a quick amount of glue on there. Again, if you're using the white glue, thin layer, thin even layer across that space. The Fabrifix, it doesn't have to be quite as even to accomplish the same task. So, but I would still recommend doing it this way if you're to place it in the correct spot. And then I'm just going to do a quick layer, and then just a quick bead around this edge, making sure that it's in there, but you know, it's not crucial, you know, that this is just the pretty bit. It's not, you know, you're not building a house here. You're building a book, a lightweight notebook to boot. So it doesn't have to be, you know, adhered as if it's, you know, going to be your house or anything like that. Alright, so it didn't quite center up, but, you know, I'm totally fine with that. Like I said, this is just going to be like a journal for my purse. I don't know, she might make it into the Etsy shop, we'll see. Depends on how cute she ends up being. Just trying to get a little bit of the globbies off my finger. So, here we go. So that's the cover. And so, thank you for joining me. This is part 1, and part 2 will be the pages. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment below. And all of those things greatly help build my channel for any YouTuber. So thank you very much.